Let's keep this thing moving. Let's talk about believing and knowing. Let's talk about believing and knowing. I hope y'all ready to take these notes. Believing and knowing. What is believing? Write it down. Write it down. Believing means you still experience some doubt. Believing means you still experience some doubt. That's all believing means. You still don't know. That's what believing means. Believing just means you still don't know. God ain't nothing but the truth, I swear to God. Oh, Lord. Big facts. Big facts. Let's keep going. When you have these beliefs, you are only calling forth more proof through your experiences, so you have the ability to know. You're only calling forth more proof through experience, so you know. That's all. That's what you're doing. I believe this. I believe, well, yeah, no doubt. You're only calling forth more proof so you actually know. That's all that is. And no, beliefs don't belong to you. You rent beliefs. You can't keep them. You rent them. You trying them on for a little while. That's that shirt you bought for $400 that you kept the tag on, tried to tuck it, and keep the shirt clean, trying to keep the collar clean, because you need to take it back and get your money back. You rent beliefs, beloved. Once again, belief systems. They don't belong to you. Now, some of us hold our belief systems near and dear. Some of us have been passed along belief systems from people that came before us because they lived before us and they old and so on and so forth. We respect them. We honor them. We hold on to them. Yeah, no doubt. Blockbuster's closed already. Redbox closed already, beloved. Once again, belief systems are passed down to us a lot of times from souls who just weren't aware of their temporary nature. They weren't aware that these were not theirs, that they were supposed to be exchanged for more evolved, more aligned realizations. So no, beliefs don't belong to you. They don't. They don't belong to you. So when you find yourself saying, well, I believe my beliefs, and you trying to go against my beliefs and such as you, they don't belong to you. They're temporary. You rent them. Beliefs are like streets. Beliefs are like streets in which you travel to get home, to get back home. Beliefs are like streets that you ride down in order to find your way back home. To knowing who you are, the path of self-realization. We're talking about all belief systems, religions included. Religions included, the people and we believe in this, and this person is the one. And once again, these are all streets that you use to get back home. They don't belong to you. They're not who you are. They don't belong to the fabric of who you truly are. They don't. They're temporary. You rent them. And yeah, once again, there are belief systems and beliefs of ours that we're proud of, and some that we're not so proud of. But once again, regardless of how you feel about them, they're beliefs. You're still experiencing some doubt. They do not belong to the fabric of who you are. They are not you. They don't belong to who you are. They're temporary experiences, temporary streets in which you use to get home. You're using them to get home. We say it all the time. Religions are springboards to recognizing and attempting to understand the nature of the unseen. They're just springboards. Many of us have been introduced to religion just as a springboard, as the elementary class to introduce you to the idea of God. Just to introduce you, like this is just the baby steps, the training wheels to introduce you to the nature of God. That's it. It just introduced you to stuff that you can't see. That's what it was for. It was just to get you to understand, or at least to explain to you or give you a backstory in which you can understand a little small fraction of walking through the door of recognizing the unseen. That's it. That's all it was for. You rented that one. You rented that movie. I grew up in a household with several religious schools of thought, and grew up around people in different schools of thought. And I was all of this stuff in the Christian and the Muslim community and Nuwapian and the 5% and all. Once again, all these schools of thought. These were videos I rented and the reason I was so fervent and belonging to all of these different groups, because I really wanted to understand who I was. I wanted to get home. Jehovah's Witness, all that. Once again, I rented those movies in order to find my way home. I rented them just to grasp a better understanding, or at least to give myself some lily pads to step on or some streets to go down in order to find my way home. That's what they were for. They weren't a problem. They weren't a problem. They were schools of thought, considerations, stories of individuals who've been here on earth before and their experiences, of course, with certain distortions, what have you. But once again, there's no need to go into the details. The intuition understood what I was hearing and what I read at its root. But of course, you find holes in these schools of thought. But once again, you rent these movies in order to find your way home, to get closer to the street that you want to be on to get home. And this is once again beyond judgment. There's no judgment of right that we have against religion. They serve their purpose. They serve their purpose. It's just that as you become more sophisticated and sensitive and intuitive, you recognize the holes, or at least the pitfalls in remaining on those streets. Like, all right, cool. I think I'm ready to turn down another street. I done drove all the way down to the end of this one, and I feel like it's time for me to move on this other street. I'm trying to get home. I done went all the way down this street and went deep into it, but once I feel like I'm finished riding on this road, I'm ready to make a turn because I'm going home. It wasn't about me staying on that street and repping that hood. Yeah, Grove Street for life. No, we don't have to stay on those streets. You ain't got to rep those streets and stay there and bang on those. You know what I mean? Like, you only drive down those streets for a bit until you get to the point where you recognize more. You're ready to evolve. You're ready to graduate beyond those streets. You're going home. That was the point of you even getting on that street, was to go home, not to stay there. Not to stay there. You end up standing on those streets when you let the ego drive. That's what happens. You want to park your car around there and stay there and bang against the other streets and so on. And once not, you're trying to go home. That was the point of you even getting on the street in the first place. Exactly, means that what you decide to experience on your way home. Some of us get caught up in the pageantry of belonging and repping the street and going against the other streets and the other neighborhoods and so on. And don't nobody drive on that street. That ain't the street. This the way home right here. This is the only way. Jesus is the way. This the way right here. Y'all, beloved, drive. If you want to get home, you got to keep driving. If you want to get home, you got to keep driving. And you want the truth. You want to get home to the truth. That's what you're looking for. That was the reason you got on there in the first place. Claiming territory, claiming absolutely all that, this side and this side. Like, look, we just trying to get home. I have no allegiance to this symbol and that symbol. Same thing with Egyptology and all the other. Yeah, the New Wapi. No, look, I'm trying to get home. And these belief systems, they just street some driving down to get home. That's it. They don't belong to me. Once again, we invite you to something. We invite you to focus on your knowing. We invite you to focus on your knowing. Home. Home. Your knowing. Your knowing is like a compass. It's like a compass. Focus on your knowing. The beliefs are fine. And yes, if you believe this and believe that, you're going to drive down that street. But once again, you got to listen to the compass. The compass is your knowing, your intuition. Your intuition is your compass. It's going to continue to show you which street to drive down. Home. You're trying to get home. Focus on your knowing. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know, beloved? That you're loved. That freedom is the truth. That joy is the truth. Excitement is the truth. Peace is the truth. That's home. That's what I know. I'm going to drive down all these streets, but once again, I know what I know. That's my compass.